Hey guys, James Wolf here, and today's another episode of Nancy Drew and Secret of the Old Clock. I'm currently sitting on a bench thing, and in the last episode, yes, my sound wasn't recording. I didn't realize this, and I really should have checked before starting the recording. When Windows updated, it reset all my sound settings. So I could hear the sound and everything, but I couldn't. But it wasn't recording on Bandicam, which pissed me off. So they're reset now, and we're all good. Let's open it, and let's get the walkthrough up on my phone. Oh, I've also changed my phone background to a 27 Caddy, not a golf caddy, a Cadillac. Oh, come on. What in the ever-loving fuck is this shit? My phone's having a small breakdown. Oh, there we go. Yay! Okay, we're on the right button. Cool. Alright. Talk to Jane and learn about how Emily being up sick at Emily's room. Talk to her completely. The picture on the wall moved.
Guess I better not leave the lights on.
Why? It's not your energy bill. Let's talk to Jane then.
Oh, Nancy, I'm afraid there's been more trouble.
Don't tell me something else blew up.
It's Emily. Oh, this is silly. I'm her guardian. I should just make her sell this place. She's only 17, for Pete's sakes. She should be out meeting boys and going to parties, not trying to run a business.
Miss Willoughby, what happened?
Just go ask her, and make her tell you everything.
Okay, let's see here. Yeah. Yeah, let's get talk to Emily.
Jane told you, didn't she?
What happened?
That picture on the wall over there? I saw it move. I was just sitting here and it moved all by itself. I saw it move. I really did. Last week, a book fell off the shelf for no reason. And before that, I heard these weird noises. And almost every day I hear a voice, like a whisper, coming out of nowhere. Jane thinks it's nerves, but I don't want to talk about this. Did you see Jim Archer?
I'm afraid I don't have very good news.
The jewelry wasn't insured?
Your mom dropped the insurance in order to save money for...
Shh! Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Shh! Nothing. I'm going to have to sell the inn, aren't I?
You know, it's possible, just possible, that the will that was found was not the will Josiah wrote.
You mean he may have left us money after all? No, that's wishful thinking, and I refuse to get my hopes up again because they'll probably just get dashed again. Listen, I feel bad enough that you drove all the way out here for nothing. Maybe you should just go home.
Would you mind if I stayed for a while?
No, but I really don't feel like being sociable right now. There's nothing for you to do.
I'd like to try to figure out what happened to that jewelry.
What are you? Some kind of Sam Spade?
Well,
Oh,
just
God,
because
I
I've never
love that
solved a
name, Sam
mystery
Spade.
before doesn't mean I can't. Anyway,
Mom.
there's no harm in trying, right? Who knows? I might turn out to be good at it.
Be my guest.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay.
What could have made this picture move?
I don't know. I was playing like 20s music in my ear just to see if I could get in the 20s mode, you see? But no. Now let's go back to... Let's remove the Apple EarPods, not the AirPods, the EarPods that came with my my iPhone 7.
From the looks of those lanterns, I'm not the only one who's been down here recently.
Go to Emily. This but will suit deposit box, intersize hat. Okay. Well, I have to do that later. Wait a minute.
An old piggy bank. Swell, $1. This piggy bank looks like it's been here for a long time.
I have $10. Yes, I did. By the way,
I wonder if those tiles are supposed to make a picture.
One, two, three, four. Okay, let's see if I can. Creepy corner pair. Click on a tile. Okay. Hold on, let's see. So it's one of the bottom pieces, but I believe it's the edge. I believe it's that one. Okay. Oh, look. I did it. Pretty cool.
I feel like someone's watching me.
And this is why I record with a big ass light over my head.
Guess I better not leave the lights on.
Here,
Jeepers,
kitty,
that sounds like
kitty,
Richard
kitty.
Topham.
Want some
This door
lunch?
must open right into his
There
living
you
room.
go, good kitty.
At least he loves his cat. I don't know what she gasped at, but it was creepy.
Guess I better not leave the lights on.
Can you climb the ladder in here, Richard? Ladder lead living room. We can back here later. Alright, go flip the lever. Lights forward to the inn. Nancy automatically turns off the lights. Town. Go to Adele's Jewelers. Ask him to cut a blank. The quartz did that already. Bank. Talk to Mr. Archer.
Guess I better not leave the lights on.
So, what did Emily say? Did she tell you about the pictures and the voices?
How long has this been going on?
For about 2 weeks, I guess. You know what? I'll bet it's me. I'll bet it finally hit Emily that I'm just not Gloria and I never will be, and that running this place is always gonna be all up to her. And it was just more than her poor mind could bear.
What did the sheriff say when you called him about the stolen jewels?
He said since nobody got robbed at gunpoint or anything, coming out here again just didn't seem necessary. Said it sounded to him like the jewelry had just been misplaced. You see, it only felt fair to tell him about Emily's, delicate state of mind.
Have you met Richard Topham?
Yeah, I've had the displeasure of meeting that quack.
You don't think he can help people develop their psychic powers?
The only thing he's good at is separating little old ladies and dim-witted rubes from their hard-earned cash. In fact, he came over while they were putting out the fire today. Asked me who you were, and I was so frazzled at the time, I told him. I don't usually give that crackpot the time of day.
Josiah Crowley seemed to think he was legit.
Like that circus fella said, there's a sucker born every minute. Me? I think ESP is a lot of J-U-N-K.
Where did that barred bounce game that's in the parlor come from? Do you know?
Emily says Josiah Crowley brought it in one day and just left it. Said it was so guests, as in him, would have something to do while they waited for a table.
Does the miniature golf course that's out back belong to the inn?
No, that was Josiah Crowley's. Way I hear, he built it himself.
Was it open to the public?
Nope, it was just his own private little course. Can you imagine? Wish I had money to throw around like that.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
You betcha.
Good. Let's go to Emily.
Hi, Nancy.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Shit. I closed the walkthrough.
Would it be okay if I played a record?
Sure.
Okay. Let's listen
I'll
to this.
never forget the night it all began. That dark, stormy, fateful night when I decided the time had come to rid the world of the creature. But it would take money to do that, and to get money, I needed to confront my arch enemy, Nick, who had recently become able to transform himself fittingly into a giant warthog. When his forest hideaway came into view, I dismounted and approached the door on foot so I could take him by surprise. fear that he would hear me proved groundless, for a terrible storm began to rage, washing away the sound of my footsteps. I peered through the rain-streaked window beside his front door and could see him sitting in front of the fire. He had returned to human form.
I don't want to listen to it right now. I'm gonna go talk to Mr. Topham about, which means anything, pretty much. Come on, come on.
Hello, Miss Drew.
Hi, Mr. Topham.
Now what?
When and how did you meet Josiah Crowley?
Last summer, while on my way to the university for a conference, I stopped for a bite at the Lilac Inn. Since it was crowded and I was in a hurry, I agreed to share a table with an elderly gentleman who, like me, was by himself. As soon as I told Mr. Crowley who I was and what I did, well, he insisted that I give him a training session that very afternoon, and was so thrilled with his progress that he demanded I stay and teach him everything I knew.
So it was his idea that you set up your school in his house?
Oh, I know rumor has it that I somehow tricked him into it, that I insinuated my way into his home, but I assure you that was not the case.
Do you still have Marcel?
No, as a matter of fact, I gave that hat to Gloria Crandall. She said she was fond of the old fellow and wanted something to remember him by, although I suspect the real reason she wanted that hat was to see if he'd stashed any money in it.
Were you surprised when you found out that Josiah had left you everything?
Delighted? Yes. Surprised? Not really. Josiah was all alone, you see, surrounded by people like the Crandalls and that banker, Jim Archer. People who were nice to him only because they knew he had money.
Do you mind if I look around some more?
Be my guest.
Okay. I have no idea what it's called, but I like it. Let's go back and talk to Emily.
Hi, Nancy.
Would you happen to know where your mother put Josiah's favorite hat?
Look in the drawer right below me. That's where all Mom's mementos are.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Thanks again, Nancy.
Looks like a safe deposit box key.
I like the hat.
You don't need to look at everything in there, do you?
Sorry.
Hi, Nancy.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay.
Why does this picture keep moving?
You know what I'd do? I'd nail it to the fucking wall. Not like put a nail in the wall and hang the picture. I'd put a nail through the fucking picture so it couldn't fucking move.
What's cooking?
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Bye now.
Drop a nickel into the slot, please. There we go. Now, how may I be of service?
Hi, could you please connect me with Bess Marvin at KL 54468?
Just a second. Hello?
Hi, Bess, it's Nancy.
George, get over here. It's Nancy Drew. So how's the lilac inn?
Beautiful.
Are the lilacs blooming?
Like crazy. They smell so good. It's like the air is made of perfume.
Hi, Nancy.
Is that you, George?
Ouch, that's my foot. Well, move over. I can't hear. You move over. Then I can't hear. Look, just hold the phone like this, okay? There. Can you hear us?
I can hear you fine. It would be so nice to have 2 phones in this house.
We don't even have a telephone at our house. So quit griping. So Nancy, what's the scoop?
Has either of you ever been to the Lilac Inn?
I have. They have the best cherry pie there. It's like you get a whole cherry tree in every piece.
Hello? Is someone on the line? Hello?
We're on the line, Mrs. Farthingham.
Well, get off. I need to make a call.
But we just got on.
Then it should be no problem for you to get off.
Just give us 1 more minute, Mrs. Farthingham, please.
Oh, all right. You have 1 more minute.
Go on, Nancy. Saying?
Just that I...
Shh. Wait a minute, Mrs. Farthingham. Would you mind hanging up? All clear. Oh, how I wish we didn't have to share a phone line with her.
Just be grateful you have a phone, Bess.
Some jewels were stolen out of Emily's room this morning at the
Yeah, I'm
same
gonna talk
time
to
that
them
a
for a little
fire
bit.
destroyed the stove in the kitchen.
Destroyed the stove? You mean they can't bake any more cherry pies?
Not for a while. Emily's worried that she may have to sell the inn.
Is that bad? I mean, he's 17.
I think she'd like to hang on to it because her mom would have wanted her to.
I sure wouldn't want to be saddled with something like that.
Even if it meant having all the cherry pie you could eat?
I hadn't thought of it that way.
Helping run the inn is all she's ever known.
Are you girls still on the line?
We're not done talking yet.
Well, I've been patient long enough. You girls get off right now.
But we...
Right now, or the next call I make will be to your father.
We gotta go, Nancy.
That's all right. I'll call you later.
And I'll thank you not to listen in.
Oh, don't worry, Mrs. Farthingham. Only nosy busybodies listen in on other people's phone calls.
Yes, well, hang up and be quick about it.
Bye, Nancy.
Talk to you soon.
Drop a nickel into the slot, please. There we go. Now, how may I be of service?
Let's see if I can call them again.
Hi, could you please connect me with Bess Marvin at KL54468?
Give me a minute. Sorry, the line's busy. Here's your nickel back.
Thank you.
There we go. Now, how may I be of service?
I'd like to talk to Carson Drew. His
He-
number is
KL57187.
KL57187.
Hang on a minute.
Carson Drew.
Hi, Dad.
Nancy, everything okay?
If somebody says they're going to leave you something in their will and then doesn't, is there anything you can do about it?
Not a thing. Whatever's in writing is the only thing that counts, unless, of course, the will's tampered with or forged, and you can prove it. If not, you're out of luck. Why do you ask?
Emily's neighbor, Josiah Crowley, told her and her mom that they were going to inherit part of his estate. But when he died, his will left everything to this ESP expert named Richard Topham.
That's too bad, but this Crowley fellow was free to leave whatever he wanted to whomever he wanted, I'm afraid. People do change their minds, you know.
I met Emily's guardian, Jane. What does a guardian do, anyway?
A guardian is pretty much a surrogate parent. Jane is legally responsible for Emily's physical and financial well-being.
Jane doesn't strike me as being the parental type. In fact, I get the impression she's in way over her head.
Fortunately for her, it's not forever. Most guardianships end when the ward turns 18. And then both Jane and Emily will be free to do whatever they please.
You'd think Emily's mom would have chosen somebody a little more competent to take care of her only child.
Things aren't always as they appear. Maybe she's not as bad as you think.
Or maybe she's worse.
Don't tell me you think Emily's guardian stole the jewelry. Good grief, where did you get such a suspicious mind?
I think it was from the person who has always told me that the best way to solve a problem is to look at all the possibilities, Dad.
I did say that, didn't I?
I'm a little worried about Emily.
Why?
She admitted to me that lately she's been hearing voices and seeing things move all by themselves. Jane thinks she's losing her marbles.
Running a restaurant is a big responsibility. Maybe it's getting to her.
Well, that's what Jane keeps saying.
Maybe Jane's got her boots on after all.
Do you have time to give me a hint about something?
Of course I do. What do you need?
The big clock I found in the attic of the carrot house has all these hobo symbols on it, but I have no idea which ones are important. Any hints?
The radio dreamers are. Give them their cues, then listen very carefully.
Radio dreamers? What does that mean?
Sounds like you'd better go to Crowley's and catch up on your reading. As the bard once wrote, the play's the thing.
Goodbye, Dad.
God.
Take care.
Okay. I think I have a full tank. Or just below full tank. Okay, let's go with that. I did have to replace my tire once.
Hello again.
Where did Josiah keep his will?
He'd hidden it in a chest of drawers in his house. It took me months to find it. When he named me executor, he said he'd tell me where it was hidden when the time was right, whatever that meant.
Was that your car I saw parked near the Lilac Inn this morning?
I haven't been there in months. You saw someone else's car. It's a very popular make and color, you know.
I just wonder what it was doing there.
Probably just someone sneaking onto that miniature golf course that Josiah built back there. Or bootleggers. I hear they frequent that area too.
Did Josiah Crowley have a safe deposit box here?
As a matter of fact, he did. Topham has tried to claim its contents, but he can't find the key.
I think I know where it is.
Really?
I have it right here.
It is from this bank.
May I see if it opens the box?
It's 2 keys to open a safe deposit box. The owner's key and my key. And in this case, I'm under no obligation to open it for you.
Oh, but
However, were you to do me a small favor...
Sure.
I hired a seamstress to make a dress for my wife's birthday next week. Unfortunately, the seamstress and I had a falling out, and now I need to find someone to finish the dress.
Okay.
Just hire a new seamstress.
Oh, the fact of the matter is, the dressmaker quit because I couldn't pay her. I misled you before. Business is not fine. This bank is on the brink of ruin.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Archer.
Yeah.
I wanted to get my wife something nice because, well, it might be the last nice thing she gets for a long, long time. Now, Emily once mentioned that Jane used to be a dressmaker.
Say no more. Just give me the dress and I'll take care of it.
I have it right here. The seamstress said that all the pieces have been cut out and basted together. All that's needed is a sewing machine. When it's finished, bring it back and I'll let you try that key in Josiah's safe deposit box.
How did Josiah die?
He was sitting in the public library reading when apparently his heart just decided it was time to stop.
They do that every now and then.
What was he reading?
His favorite book, The Make-Up Secrets of Lon Chaney.
What's your opinion of Richard Topham?
Interesting gentleman who's in an interesting line of work.
Do you think he really does what he says he can do?
He makes a living doing whatever it is he does, so obviously someone thinks he's the real deal.
I guess I'll be going.
Goodbye now.
I'm gonna do the triple thing now, because that's what it says to do next.
Mrs. Sheldon?
Yes?
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm a friend of Emily Crandall's.
Get on with it, dear.
I was wondering,
Get
would it
on
be
with
possible
it.
for me to see the trivet you borrowed from Josiah Crowley?
You may not only see it, you may have it. Once I find it, that is. Unfortunately, I've an errand to run, so I can't look for it right now.
Maybe I could run the errand for you. I have a car.
So I see. Rather expensive car at that. Very well, Miss Drew. Go fetch my bridge cards from Miss Drakowski, and upon your return I shall present you with that trivet.
Who's Miss Jakowski?
The local telephone operator. You can find her at her house, or Tide Helco as she insists on calling it. The switchboard is in her parlor. As you can imagine, she never entertains. I, on the other hand, am expecting company within the hour, so do hurry. Yeah?
Are you Miss Jakowski?
Yeah? And you are?
Nancy Drew. I'm a friend of Emily Crandall's. You know, at the Lilac Inn.
Oh, yeah! I put you through to your father, didn't I? You pick up those papers for him yet?
Actually, Wait a minute. How did you know about that?
See this headset I'm wearing? I plug it in and what do you know? I hear things. Look, I'm kind of pressed for time. Going to a party and it takes me a while to get dolled up. What do you need?
Mrs. Sheldon asked me to pick up her bridge cards from you.
Tell you what, I'll get you those cards if you drive that fancy car of yours over to the orphanage and pick up some raffle tickets from Mrs. O'Shea. I should be able to unload a ton of them tonight.
I'd be happy to.
Good, I gotta go. Yeah, I'm coming.
The door's locked. Guess he stepped out for a minute.
Oh, wrong one. Wrong one.
Excuse me, are you Mrs. O'Shea?
Yes?
My name is Nancy Drew, and
Stephen, put that down this instant. We do not put sticks in our hands or in our mouths.
I'm sorry.
Jakowski asked me to pick up some raffle tickets from you.
Oh, yes, the raffle tickets. The fact of the matter is
Elsie, no hitting.
I can't even think about those raffle tickets right now. I promised the children they'd each get a toy for going a full week without breaking anything. And I'm short 5 toys.
Do not eat that, Clarence.
Would you like me to get 5 toys for you?
Oh, goodness, if you could do that, I'd be forever grateful. They can be any kind of toy at all. The children aren't the least bit picky.
Of course it tastes bad, Clarence. It's a pine cone.
I better go rinse out his mouth before. Would you look at that? He's actually chewing it.
You're not a squirrel, Clarence. Spit that out this instant.
Who the fuck eats a pine cone? Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Who the fuck eats a pine cone? Let's see if I have a telegram to deliver. Vash's Dairy. I can deliver that.
I've only got half a tank of gas left. I should gas up before I forget. Maybe I could buy some toys for the orphans in here. A vending machine that just sells toys. Keen.
So I'm gonna need $1.25.
Well, that's one toy.
It's wood. Which
2
I
toys
love.
down, 3 to go. That makes 3 toys. Four toys. I just need 1 more. I can't get the toy without putting in money first.
By the way, I figured out that you get about $2 per 50-cent half tank.
5 toys. That's all I need.
So to fill Nancy's tank from empty, it would be a whole $1. Hell, I found that in a cave. Under the Lilac Inn. Jesus Christ.
Hello, Mr. Jones. Looks like you've got another telegram.
Thank you kindly. Say, how buttermilk? You like buttermilk?
I don't think so, but thanks anyway.
Oh, speaking of milk, I will not. It's a random topic here. Random topic thing, I guess. I don't drink the whole milk. It's disgusting. Oh God. I feel like I have to chew it for one reason or another. I can't really tell you why.
Hi, do you have 5 toys for me?
I certainly do.
Oh, that's wonderful. You're such a saint, you hear? A saint. I'd better get these inside before the children see them. Thank you so much.
Mrs. O'Shea, the raffle tickets?
Oh, the raffle tickets? I don't have them, dear. You'll have to pick them up from Phelps' print shop. Then just take them straight to Mr. Kowski.
We don't pull hair, Ralphie. Especially when we have jelly on our hands.
Phelps print shop. Wonderful.
So it's a run around town. Wasting my business.
Sorry, young lady, I'm about to close.
It's here to pick up the raffle tickets you printed for Mrs. O'Shea.
Oh, darn it. I did tell her I'd have those done today, didn't I? Well, I'm sorry, but they're just gonna have to wait until tomorrow.
Oh, but I need to have them today.
And I need to go fishing.
Fishing?
My brother-in-law thinks he's hot stuff because he caught an 18-inch largemouth bass this morning. So I bet him I could catch a 19-incher by the end of the day. And if I do, I get his stamp collection. And if I don't, he gets mine. And since stamp collecting is about the only hobby I can afford these days, I am going fishing.
I know. You stay here and print those raffle tickets, and I'll go fishing for you.
Not everybody can catch a 19-inch largemouth bass, you know. It takes skill and muscle and brains. Bass are pretty smart.
I can do it, Mr. Phelps.
You better be right, because you're not getting those raffle tickets until I get my 19-incher. You can use my gear. I left everything out at the fishing hole.
Great. I'll see you later.
Fuck you. So I've spent $1.25, no, $1.75, because I'm about to go fill up. At Zippy's. Zipless Services, Zipless App.
Welcome
and
to
Zippy Service.
Zippy's, where Zipless Service is Zipley's app, and Zippy Service is the zippiest. Fill her up.
Just 50 cents worth, please.
That'll be 50 cents.
Here you go.
Drive Zippily.
$1.75 I've wasted so far. $1.75. Okay, let's see. Drive back to the orphan's driveway and take it right to the, remember the freshwater leaf.
First thing I need to do is bait my hook.
Oh, yuck.
Minnows. Fishing rod. Kiff. Fishing rod. Reed area on the right. The white bobber removed. And you can put that.
Now I toss this in the water, and when the bobber goes under the water, I need to pull the line up fast.
Nancy knows how to fish.
I caught one! Looks like 19 inches to me. Ew, that fish I caught really smells.
Let's see what you got in there. How about that? You did it. Here, let me take it from you.
Please do. I think it's starting to get a little ripe.
Just rest yourself a minute while I get those raffle tickets. There you go.
Sorry, I
10 dozen tickets to the annual Orphans Benefit. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go make a telephone call.
To your brother-in-law?
Yeah, the one who used to collect stamps.
Bye.
Now let's head to Miss Jakowski's. Get the bridge card.
Hi, you got those raffle tickets for me?
I sure do.
Great. And here are Mrs. Sheldon's bridge cards. One of the gals spilled Moxie all over 'em, but I cleaned 'em up real good, so let's not tell Mrs. Sheldon, okay?
Okay. Thanks for your help, Miss Jakowski.
Thanks for your help. Bye now.
Nobody home.
Do you have my bridge cards?
Right here.
Good. And here is Josiah's trivet. I didn't realize when I asked to borrow it that it was such an eyesore. But once a sumptuous dish of my buff stroganoff was placed atop it, I assure you, no one noticed. Now do run along. My guest will be arriving any minute, and that dress of yours, it's, well...
I like this dress. It's very flouncy.
Flouncy is very unit. Very you. Okay. Largemouth bass, caught the largemouth bass, chubby telco. Okay, delete the papers first because that's what I always do. Go outside, turn right, and then
What's cooking?
Since you used to be a dressmaker, do you think you could help me sew something?
Me? Sew? No, I can't. Sewing takes practice, and I haven't sewed a stitch in years. Whatever it is, believe me, I'd wreck it.
Then how about giving me some pointers?
No can do. Sorry.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Don't take any wooden nickels.
Talk to Jane with dress makeup.
Is this your sewing machine?
Actually, that belonged to my mom. She and Jane used to be dressmakers. Mom was going to teach me how to use it, but she never got the chance.
Okay. Before I start this dress, and I'm going to be recording an episode right after this, and making quite a decent bit of progress here. I think I'm going to leave this episode up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I shall catch you guys in the next video. Have a great, wonderful day. Bye-bye.